Hanging with Beatdrop podcast, episode 73.
Ooh.
Shout out to Kevin. I see you. Looking good out there. You know what I'm saying? And we got a special guest with us. We got the homie, DJ Vital.
Ooh.
You like that? You like that?
I like
intro?
that.
You
I like that. That sounds nice.
Appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you having me.
How
Oh, whoa. Appreciate you having me, bro. Oh, my God. Look
the
how
nervous
we
feeling?
off.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely. It's these ruffles, bro.
Oh, yeah. That
You
shit will get you, dog.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not used to the chili. You know?
Oh, yeah. The chilling. You get some water, bro. We chilling. You know what I'm
This
saying?
Perrier is
Oh, yeah.
knocking right now, bro. Let me tell you. It's doing numbers.
Bro, I was telling you, dog. I usually don't drink that shit. I drink that when I need to shit. Like my mom gives me that.
Absolutely.
Like
yeah,
when
me too.
When I got gas.
Yeah, man. It's a multiple thing. Like I drink it when it's hot outside, you know, or when I'm just chilling, like right now, like
I like it little when it's hot, you know,
when it's nice and hot. You know, I hate the summer, so
oh shit,
you gotta deal with it somehow.
Oh,
dog.
I feel it,
You
baby.
feel me?
I feel it.
We staying cozy.
I feel it. I feel good, bro, because when I met you, dog, I was like young dude, you know what I'm saying, trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? And you still young, bro.
We young as
you looking good out here, fam.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah.
But let's start from the jump, man. In the podcast, we kind of just like to, see where you from, what got you into DJing, and then we just gonna glide from there, dog. You know,
my favorite
what I'm saying?
subject, man. Jeez.
So let's get it, man. What city you from, bro?
I'm from Whittier. I was born in Whittier. Lived in Pico for a cool, amount of my life. Me and my mom bounced around like city to city most of the time. We stood in like Ontario, like we stood in Commerce at one point. We were just all over the place, man. Like shout out to moms though. First thing, like
Mama Vital.
Mama Vital. She kept things together, man. She kept me cool. She made sure I was always good, man. So born and raised in Whittier area. Still there, honestly, but I'm about to head out to Ontario pretty soon. Like I said, like mom, she bought a crib, she doing numbers, she making moves, man. So we about to dip out there. But born and raised Whittier. Shit. I got into DJing probably like I'd say like 10 years old, bro.
Oh shit,
I was young, man. Like, but it started off just loving music, bro. Like I was always listening to like my pops' music, like whenever he would bump some stuff.
What kind of shit was he bumping? Do you remember?
Bro, like like funk, jazz, like dope shit, man. Like some player shit. He put me on game with like stuff he was listening to growing up. But he showed me all the old school hip hop stuff, like the West Coast stuff, even the East Coast stuff. Like he put me on game on some stuff. So grew up listening to that. I was a little badass kid, to be honest. Like
like fights and shit. Like
no, not even like fights. Like I was just like I was watching the most gangster movies. My bad.
No, you good.
I got the most. Yeah, I was watching those gangster movies. Like I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, watching Friday, fucking
watching Blood In, Blood Out and shit.
I knew who fucking Ricky was. Like I was this little 10-year-old ass kid. Know who the hell Ricky is. Like who is this kid? But but I was always like the class clown kid. Like, always messing around, getting in trouble with the teacher, and putting my mom through hell and school. And the deal.
No, I love that shit. Drive my mamas to hell, bro.
Absolutely, man. But we kept it together, bro. But it was always that love for music that kept me going, bro. And it really got me through a lot of shit, like growing up. But I think I didn't really start taking it seriously until I hit a point where it was like, oh shit, I'm growing up. I need to start thinking about what I'm gonna do. So I knew the only thing I knew was music. So I just stuck with that, and here I am today.
Yeah,
so,
no, I feel it.
And it, bro, it started off with just like looking up YouTube videos or like what's the latest shit I'm hearing on the radio, and that was always Power. Or, like, K-Day at the time. Like I was just listening to what was on the radio or what my parents were bumping, or like homies at school, they were putting me on stuff. So it was just a mixture of like inspirations of people I was hanging around with growing up, that put me on game. And yeah, man. So plenty of shit I was listening to, bro.
But what was like the first step? So like you started at 10 years old. Like how did you even like know that DJing was a thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
it was honestly like me going to like parties like with my moms or like with my family, and like seeing what the DJ was doing for the people there. Like they were the center of attention. They were playing the music. They were handling the girls, like the requests, and like just they were a big part of the vibe that was going on there, and I knew that's what I wanted to do, man. I remember just sticking around on the side, like looking at every move like, oh shit, what he's about to play right now. Like, and I didn't know what it was. Like, he's playing all these songs, but how is he playing them together? And I didn't know what the fuck was. I'm like 10, 11, like, what is, I didn't know what was going on, man. So it wasn't until like I, started looking up DJ videos like on YouTube and like I saw what a turntable was. Like, I studied what turntablism was, and I just got put on game. Like, even my pops put me on game with like the whole DJ history. Like, he was a DJ in high school, so he put me on game with like what a technique was, what a coffin was, like, old ass equipment, like, the OGs are always trying to speak
vibes.
the quinceañera vibes, bro. Like the whole family barbecues and the backyard boogies, like that was his thing. So that was a vibe I really took after, like, growing up. So I knew DJing was my thing, man. Like, being able to rock a crowd and like, seeing what they do for people and making people happy is what I was really striving to do,
Nah, fuck
just making people happy.
No, hell yeah. Nah,
like,
that's what's up.
I was always getting in trouble growing up, so I was like, fuck, like, instead of trying to like make people, like mad all the time, like pissing, little old teachers off and shit, like, it's time to start making people dance. And, like, doing some positive shit for people, you know. So that was my thing, man.
So then, how did you get like equipment? Like, what was the first process like?
Okay, so it wasn't until like I saw what the DJ culture was at the time. So I was probably like 12 years old, and this is when like electro house was at like an all-time high. Like LMFAO coming out with like some shit, or like Steve Aoki, Laidback Luke. Like, that's all the shit I was following at the time, and I stuck with that, and I saw like what controllers were. So I remember going to Best Buy, and I saw it was a Newmark iDJ3.
Oh, okay.
You're able to put your iPod and shit. So I'm like, oh, this shit's tight. Like, I want this, bro. So I was bugging my mom, like, hey, can we go to Best Buy? Like, hey, I'm trying to buy a CD, but really I was trying to show her, like, this is that shit right here. I'm trying to, it's gonna get me to where I want to go. So mom's was always coming through, man, and she made shit happen. So she bought me that controller, and shit, I downloaded Virtual DJ. And that's how I started with that, man. And I was always getting criticism for like from OGs, like people that were like DJing for years, like, what the fuck is on a laptop? What is this DJ? Like, what the fuck? So I had to prove a point, man. I knew music. That was my thing. I just didn't know the equipment. So that was my equipment at the time. iDJ3 with a fucking
like iPod dock and shit,
ripping shit off YouTube and like, some real little gangbang shit. So that was my little thing, man. Like, ripping shit off the internet. So my thing was to prove to the OGs was like, I know what the fuck, I know what I'm listening to. I'm gonna give you something you're gonna like. So, and that was the thing. Every time I came through to like a gig, like my mom's friend or something, like they always tell me, like, oh damn, fucking kid gets down, bro, whatever, boom, boom. And that's what I like getting, was the positive feedback. So eventually it just started driving me, man. And I started following the DJ culture more and more and getting to know the pioneers in the game and getting real familiar. That way, when I do eventually get to the game, I'm not, some clueless person, like not knowing who the beat junkies are, or like, some real DJ shit,
you
so
kind of know your shit.
You got to come correct. You got to stay ready. And that's my thing, man. So that was my mentality at the time, was like real hip hop and like, fuck this radio shit, like boom, boom, boom. Like that was me at one point, like 13, 14 years old. And it wasn't until like I really started getting into radio and listening, and I was always listening to like jump off mixes and Precise, like the early,
killing it,
bro.
Killing
legends, man. I still have all those mixes on my laptop. So those were all mixes I studied like growing up. So I did a lot of time just sitting in my room listening to mixes and manipulating them as much as I could, because I didn't have the equipment to do what they were doing, man. I couldn't cut like fucking Fuse or like those greats that were doing those mixes at the time, so I was trying to do it as much as I can and like learn and sit there and try to do cuts as much as I can on a controller. Like, it wasn't until like high school that I got my first pair of turntables.
Oh shit.
It was like freshman year, like going into freshman year. My grandpa, he bought me my first pair, first pair.
Man,
so
shout out to your grandpa,
my
man.
gramps, man. He came through. He was like, all right, if you promote 8th grade, because a lot of people were doubting me, man. Like, yo, is he really gonna pass middle school?
Well, what was it? Just because you were fucking around in class a lot?
Yeah,
or just...
man, I was a clown, bro.
I
like,
feel you, dog. I could relate, dog.
I was a clown, man. Like,
you,
I was always like not doing my homework, and I hated being in a classroom, bro. And like, you know, them teaching you shit, and I was always that kid, like, no, this is my world. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and you know, I put a lot of people through, you know, some shit in school, but it's all good. We
passed that.
We passed that. We were always a good kid. We were a good kid. The point is, we had a good head on our shoulders, confused. Bro. We knew what we were doing, bro. But shout out to moms, man. Yeah. But
hey, but shout out to your mom, because it sounded like she was supporting like the
absolutely,
movement.
bro.
You know
she was fully, you know, supportive of it, because she knew my love for music, bro. So, and she knew that there was a career in this. She knew like there's a future in this. So she let me do my thing, man. That was my big drive for that, man. So, but yeah, freshman year, I got my first pair of turntables, and from there, man, I was in my room all day, man, just like with a little mixer that I forgot who gave it to me, bro. It was like some mixer that came off of like, it was like one of my mom's friends that used to DJ like back in the day. He's like, hey man, like if you want this mixer, here you go, like. And I took it. It was an American DJ QD5.
Was it the big ass one?
No, it was a 2-channel.
Yeah, I remember like my first one was from Radio Shack, and it was this big, and it had like fake laser effects.
Oh, word!
It was like pew pew, and I thought it was the shit. I was like, I got 8 channels.
Hey,
like
dog.
I could mix 8 records.
8 records, bro. Watch me.
Yeah, dog. Good times.
Keeps
good times.
Out of it, bro, for sure. But
so it was just a crappy ass mixer.
It was a crappy mixer, bro. Like the crossfader was it was stiff. Like it wouldn't.
You were like,
bro, like it wouldn't. Dead ass. I had to give it the elbow.
You
like
some WD-40.
I had to spin on the pitch, like some WD-40, like dog. So that was I had to use the up and down faders, the volume faders. So like that's how I got into being hamster. So I'm hamster on on a mixer. So backwards as fuck. So I had that motion down already from being on that mixer for so long that I just got used to that motion. So that mixer crazy. Was fucking, it was legendary though. Honestly, it was a great mixer.
I feel like you enjoy it more too. Like when you start with shit like that, it was more so authentic. Like,
absolutely, man. And I would collect records too. Like go to the local record shop and pick up like break records and like scratch records and stuff, and mess around with those just to try to get used to like, you know, vinyl and you know, get used to the way it was before. And that way you're ready. Like you never know, you pull up to like some DJ like kickback and they pull out some records. You don't want to be clueless, bro, like looking all dumb and shit. So I was always scared of like looking
I feel you, dog.
You gotta stay ready.
Yeah.
Damn.
But so you were fucking around with that, and then
man, and I got real into like the hip hop scene. Like there was a cool like 3-year gap of just like straight hip hop, like 90s hip hop. Like you can't fuck all this radio. Like I was hard headed on that, and then
what do you think it was? You think it was just like
it was just the people I was around. Like my pops was nothing but, you know, his music. My friends like all listened to the, you know, the old school hip hop, and they were just on game. Like I hung out with some cool people, some dope ass people. So like they put me on game with like a lot of dope hip hop. But it wasn't until Power started coming to my high school, and I saw like the effect that they would have on everybody there, man. And it was all like the people I looked up to in high school that were like getting lit off, you know, like you would come by, like Medic would come by, Teddy, like Skills, like all the OG like Flavor Unit people would come by, man. And I'm just thankful I was able to see that before you know, everybody took off and did what they're doing now. Like shout out to everybody, you know, on air now, man. Like everybody made it, bro. Like so I was able to see the very end of that, and I'm thankful for that. Even be able to work with some of them too, man. So but that was me in high school, like just looking at you, Medic, like looking at you guys rock a crowd, like at the basketball games, and that's what inspired me, like to be like, you know what, maybe I gotta really step outside of the box, and look at another perspective. And
so at that time, like were you doing mobile gigs in high school? Or so how, like the music, like were you just downloading just to have it, or like what was that process like if you didn't really like what was hot and shit?
Honestly, I had to kick it with everybody in high school and be like, yo, what you listen to nowadays? Or like,
yeah.
Kick it with other homies. And because I talked to everybody in high school. Like I wasn't popular. I wasn't Mr. like Jock or anything. I just knew a lot of people just because I would DJ some of the events. And I would just kick it with just random groups of people and be like, hey, man, like, what's hot today? Like, what you listen to? And people put me on game, man. And that's what kept me in the loop with shit. And even when you guys came through, you guys brought artists that were upcoming, and they would play their music. And like I think one time you guys brought like Big Sean, like before he blew up.
Bro, it's crazy. I've been thinking about like just sometimes those like the schools that we go to it's crazy because like kids remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely,
dude, that's fucking crazy. And do you remember your first mobile gig, like the first gig you ever had?
Damn, mobile gig. Honestly, it was probably like one of those like, can you DJ like my daughter's 13th party or 14th birthday or some shit. It was something like that. Someone's backyard or some shit. But I remember just being really nervous and like, because it was like, bro, like there's so many adults in here, so I gotta play for them and I gotta play for the kids, and like
it's the most nerve-wracking feeling.
I remember I sucked though. Like I fucking sucked.
You remember bombing? Like
yeah, man. I was like all off beat and shit. Sounded like fucking shoes in a dryer. And like,
dude, I remember like coming to gigs with like equipment that didn't make sense, like a speaker without a stand, like putting that shit like on top of a chair,
bro,
like
unprofessional as fuck. Yeah,
like, and I'm like, damn, like I just we don't look good as a unit, y'all. Like,
absolutely. Hey, but y'all getting some fire.
Yeah, I'm trying hard here. You know what I'm saying?
I put together this shit. Let me tell you, about to have a great time.
Oh, shit.
Dog. But yeah, same here, dog. Like I'd pull up to parties like with whatever speakers I had. Like I had some, like some little 12-inch speakers, like without the stands. Like I just pull them on the table with the little cloth over it, so they wouldn't see shit. So I just, hey, as long as you can't see wires,
it's
we're
all
good.
rattle like.
But I never had no subs either. It was just the speaker, so it was just like it was loud, but there was no bass. So it was like, hey. Work with it.
When did you, bro? Like at least for me, like when did you notice you could make money off of DJing?
Bro,
like,
this was probably when I did my first wedding.
Bro, isn't that crazy? Because I remember, like, bro, like, I mean, not just to speak for myself, but I remember, like, when I started DJing, I didn't know you could make money, right? Yeah. Like, I didn't know. I started doing it, and then when I got my first gig, I think it was, like, probably, like, $250 or $300 or something. Yeah. Bro, I felt like the man. I was like, what? I was like, you get McDonald's. You get McDonald's. I feel like the shit, bro. Like, it's crazy because it's one of those things where, like, you know, it sounds like, bro, like you were passionate about something. You know what I'm saying? And then to find out you can make money off of being, bro, that's get out of here,
life,
bro.
And that's what drove me the most.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, I knew there was money. I knew there was a future in it, man. And I knew that's all I knew. So, hey, the world is yours, man. So that's, I had a lot of people around me that really like encouraged me to keep doing what I was doing, man. And I had a lot of inspirations that are in the game today. Like just the other day, like, you know, we were at an industry party, man, and like being able to see like everybody you looked up to, bro, being around you, just being cool too, like just on some, you know, homie stuff and introducing and then being cool. And like that's shit I was fucking dreaming of when I was 13, 14 years old, man. Yeah, that's
Bro, no, that's crazy, man. So then like when Power was coming to your school, like what was next for you? Like, were you just like, man, like I want to work at Power, like I want to go to college? Like, what was the mindset going into like what's the next step? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, just creating a name for myself, because that's what it was. Like, I didn't even have a name till like I almost graduated.
Oh, like, shit, for real? Yeah, so you were just like,
I was DJ Gilbert, like Gooby, like whatever they called me. Like my family calls me Gooby, but like I didn't.
You didn't like that name? You were like,
fuck that shit.
Like, I don't fuck with that. Like DJ Gooby. You're like, I don't like how it sounds. You try to make drops for it?
Oh yeah. But like I didn't know what it was. So it wasn't until like I went to Vegas. It was probably like junior or sophomore year or something like that. And Vice has his store inside the Cosmopolitan, the crossover. I think it's still there. It might still be there. I was visiting and random as fuck, like broad daylight. It was probably like 3:00 or some shit. Hot as fuck. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go check out crossover, right? Like underage me, I'm probably like,
I'm gonna go window shop a little bit.
Window shopping real quick, like I could afford the shit.
You're like, Nikes.
A shirt, $80.
You're like, you guys got keychains or anything? Anything below $15?
Dead ass, bro. Dog, so I'm walking over and we're about to walk into like the store and I see Vice like
oh shit
about to walk into the same door and I'm like, oh shit, that's Vice. And we literally run into each other like, oh shit, you're Vice.
You like purposely, like, you're like,
oh hey. You're like, I didn't see there. Oh shit. That's how it was, though. And I was like, oh, yo, Vice.
That's
like,
awesome,
bro. And I met him, and he was like, he's like, how old are you, bro? And I was probably like 13, 14 or something. And he's like, oh, that's cool. He's like, you on vinyl? Like, are you on turntables? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know the game, but well, you're real cool dude, bro. He's real approachable. And he just told me, he's like, all right, man. He's like, you're a vital part to this culture. And I was like, you're a vital part to like, I didn't know what the fuck that was, like vital. And I'm like, I went home and I looked it up on Google. And I was like, vital. And I looked at the meaning, and I always wanted like a name with V in it, like, because my last name is Vieira.
Okay.
So I wanted something with a V, and
it
stuck. I was like, yo, like Vice gave me my fucking name.
Yeah.
Low key, like if he ever sees this Vice, you gave me my fucking name. But
Thank you, Vice.
You gave me my Vice.
Damn,
but
that's fucking tight.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting time, man. And after that, man, as soon as I met him, it was like, yo, I felt like the world was ending. Like, you're able to do whatever you put your mind to, man. So I knew that this music shit, this DJ shit, being on the radio, like, this is what I wanted to do. So I started connecting with like Teddy and them, like whenever they'd come through this my school and shit, and just being able to show my face every time they came through, like they got familiar with me being there. So shit, I think it was like junior year, they were doing our, I think it was our it was like one of those dances. It was one of the beginning. Okay. Like, so they came through, and like everybody had left, and I'm still there, like sticking around and shit. Like, what's cracking? Like, y'all need help? Like,
y'all need help unloading the equipment. Like, y'all need to pack this shit up. Like.
And they were cool. Like, yeah, bro. Like, throw us in there, whoop de whoop. And he looks at me. He's like, hey, what time you got to be home? And this is Teddy. Like, what time you got to be home? And
shout
I'm
out
like,
to Teddy, man.
Shout out to Teddy, though. Oh, fucking. He's like, yo, what time you got to be home? And I'm like, I don't know, shit, 12. I don't know. Like, I didn't get whatever time you need me to be home, bro. Like,
you want to get some food?
Oh,
My mom's making food tonight.
And he dead ass. He was like, yo, you want to come get some food? Like, we about to hit up. He's like, you know, Bossa Nova? And I'm like, bruh, I fucking love Bossa Nova. Like, yes, I'll be
like,
there. And I hit up my mom like, yo, I'm gonna be out late as
like,
fuck.
Mami, mira.
Es que mi amigo me dijo que. And I hit her up like, I'm about to be in Bossa Nova with Teddy, and then she's like, what? What you mean? Like, I'm like, just go with it.
Please, cool, mom. You're on speaker.
Shit. So we boned out, man, and we pulled up to Bossa Nova, and I think it was Brian there, it was Nancy there, and
oh wow,
damn, I can't. I think it was just them two, but they were just real cool, real welcoming, man. And
cool, man.
I remember Teddy just being like, "Yo, this is the future of the Flav unit," and I'm like.
Yeah.
What you mean?
You like
the Flav?
You like me?
How you gonna say that? What the fuck? Yeah, man. But it was a real cool experience to like really kick it with, you know, the people before I actually got to like join the team, because you know they got to see my face and stuff. So honestly, if it wasn't for Teddy, Medic, and them, like I really probably wouldn't be at Power. Like if it wasn't for them being like, yo, go ahead and apply. Like I'm gonna put a word in.
Giving you the extra courage.
Giving me that courage, bro, and like telling me, yo, apply. Like send in whatever you can, man, and just wait till you graduate. Like as soon as you graduate, go ahead and apply, man. So it was shit. It was honestly a dream come true, man. And then when I graduated, I was working like it was like this. I was basically a janitor, like low key. I was working in Whittier at like some. It was called the Quad.
The Quad. The
Quad in Whittier, yeah. And you're just like you're kind of just cleaning up the area, like in the parking lot and shit. So I fucking hated it. Like I was there for like a week and a half, and I had like one of the duties was to go underground and like unscrew the sewage fucking one of the pipes.
Oh shit.
And
what the fuck?
One of the sewage pipes. Yeah, that was one of my tasks, bro. Like so and they give you like this thing.
My cousin Kevin looking at you like, bro, shit. Like
and they give you like this thing to put on, so because sometimes it gets filled, and you know, just in case shit happens, you know.
Like, oh shit.
So you put that thing on, but it never happened to me. So I was like, fuck it. One day I was just like,
were you secretly hoping one day it would happen, just to like,
fuck that, bro?
You're like, man, one day I just want to know what it would be like.
No, it was just one. I think it was like a Friday or something. I was just like, fuck this shit. Like I'm trying to get this done with. Yeah. So I go and I do it, bro. That shit squirted, and I got human shit on my face. Human shit. I couldn't even throw up, dog. I was so disgusted.
You were like,
and that was it. I walked out. I'm done. I'm out. Never went back, and I had did the audition for Power like 2 weeks.
Wait, hold on. We're not just gonna pass the fact that you just. He's like, yeah, that happened. And no, man, I'm here now.
Yeah,
like, wait,
here we are.
Like, pass the whole shit. Like,
we trying to get past the shit face portion. Yeah.
Oh shit,
dog. Yeah,
bro. What?
I got human shit on my face, dog.
Damn. Hey, but listen. Nah, listen. Hey, we all gotta go through shit. Literally.
Human shit, bro.
Hey, dog. So then, okay. So then after that, did you at least get your check? Like,
I got my check. Yeah, it was a cool like 400. Yeah.
You have shit in your face. You're like, can I get my check, please?
And the fucking
and some fucking tissue
for the torture.
Hey, dog.
Bro.
Fuck it. Yeah. And that was it for you.
And
you
that was
like,
it. Yeah. And then like probably like a week later, I got hired at Power.
So were you gonna go to college? Like, or what was? Or
bro,
were you like?
It was that never on my mind, bro.
It was
like,
just, that was it.
I was just as soon as I was in high school, because I passed high school. That was probably one of the biggest accomplishments I've ever done, man.
Yeah, man.
And as soon as I got through high school, I was like, do I really want to go through this shit again?
Yeah.
No, or stick to what I'm doing and try to be
Ride
something,
with it.
And
Yeah.
maybe eventually.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up going. It's never too late.
No,
Maybe one day, like I'll probably end up going back for some. And
but it's that pressure though, because it's one of those where you like it could be scary because you're like, man, like I love this music shit, but you're like, damn, your whole life you're like, should I go to college? Should I go to college? And then it's like you just gotta make a decision.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? That's awesome though.
It was tough, like for my mom and stuff, because I went to college like it was like 2 weeks though, like
just to get financial aid. Nah, that's fucking with you.
I didn't even get financial aid, bro.
They're like, nah.
I was pissed. I was late to the first day of college.
Oh, bro.
So that's how I knew, like, this ain't.
You're like, you know what? This ain't for me.
This ain't for me, dog. Like,
you're like, I got human shit on my face. I'm late. It's just this is just not working out.
I just got this dream. I'm hoping it for you. You know? Bro. Yeah.
So then what happened? Like, what was the next step? Were you just like, did you apply? Like, were you just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go all in? Like,
yeah. Well, it was. I knew the position was open, and they called me back for like an audition, and I did the audition, and it was the scariest day of my life, honestly. It was 30 to 40 people like auditioning for the same spot, so it's like they're your audience, and you have to they put you like through scenarios of like what you would be doing at an event and stuff, and I'm there like 18 years old, fucking nervous, looking at everybody there with like radio experience and them being like in radio, like for a couple years, and me.
And you said too that you didn't use the mic. I remember you told me like,
yeah, bro. I had never been on a mic. I was always just behind turntables, like cutting and trying to play music. I had never got on the mic. I was always quiet, so it was my first time on the mic, and it was scary as shit. Like I had the thing like.
You're like, what up, man?
I was gripping the shit.
The fuck out of just hard as fuck.
They had to tell me like, hey, just put your mouth back. Like, look. Like, yeah, all right.
Move your hand.
I'm nervous.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
damn.
Man.
And then you went through it though.
And
you were just like, fuck it,
bro. It was like blank though. Like I don't even remember. Like, I was just I went into like this tunnel vision zone, and that was it. Like I don't know how I got through it, but I got through
it. Yeah, you went
through it. But you know what? I was going through like because I kind of went last, so I saw everybody go up, man, and everybody fucking killed it, bro. Like everybody was doing their thing, and to be able to like get picked out of those like 30 people, like it was just like what, like that's crazy. But I know they were only looking for like a DJ at the time, like just one DJ, and there was probably like only 4 DJs that applied. So yeah,
and you knocked it.
Just, I mean, I tried the best I could. There were some dope ass DJs there too, and I think that's where 2-3. I met 2-3 there as well. 2-3 was on that, bro. He killed that shit too, and I remember for sure. I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this dude's taking it, but dog. And then he ended up getting hired like a year later, a year and a half later, and I knew it. I was like,
you were 18 at that time.
I was like 18, and I remember seeing. I was like, bro, I knew you were gonna fucking be up in here, bro. Like, there was no question about it. But, dude, it's just been an experience, bro. Just being in the unit and being able to kick it with people you looked up to, like in high school, and being around Teddy and them, like they really showed me what the industry was, and they kicked down like nothing but knowledge, bro. Like in high school, even till this day, like every time I see him, it's all love. It's something I want to keep doing, man, and hopefully it gets to some.
No, of course,
in the future, man.
Hell yeah, man. And what was that feeling like? Like, do you remember what you were doing when you got the phone call that you got hired? Like, do you remember?
I was at home, and I remember no one was home either. Like, and it was the perfect timing.
Yeah.
My eyes were pissing, dog.
Yeah.
Like, my eyes were real. Like, they were pissing, bro. Like I got the call and I knew for sure, like, damn, they're gonna tell me like, yeah, nah, it's not working out. And I got the call and Brian's like, yeah, man, can you come by for a second interview? Like, yeah, for sure, yeah, fuck shit. Yeah,
you're all cool. Like,
yeah, absolutely, when? Boom, boom, and came for the second interview, and it's funny because when I got the call to like actually get hired, I was in the same exact spot that I got when they had called me for a second interview.
Fuck.
And I was home alone. Yeah. Same vibe. It was weird. Like it was perfectly timed. And I remember they told me like, come through, fill out all the paperwork, whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, I'm crying as they're telling me all this shit. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Crazy
like,
feeling,
and it was crazy, man. And it really didn't honestly hit me till like a year later, bro. Like a year and a half later that I was chilling in like the little hallway right there. And I saw the leakers come out. I think they had RJ or something. And to be able to be like just in that presence,
around
and,
that realm and stuff.
That fucking bro, it's a vibe, man, and it's inspiring to be around, man. And seeing Gabe like do his thing and being able to work with Gabe and be able to see the struggles that he went through, like coming in and see where he's at now, man. Like that shit, I tell him all the time, dog. Like, I'm so proud of you, bro. Like, you taught me everything that I needed to know to run these streets, man. Like, you got to get in touch with these streets before, you go out there, and that's what it is. This street team thing is. A lot of people see it as like that beginning spot, but it's the most crucial spot. Like, that's where, you really.
No, I feel you, man.
You build there.
No, that's awesome, bro. And then, bro, like I've seen you mix, bro, and bro, you get down, bro.
Appreciate
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
And it's like, and I'm sure that took a lot of practice. You know what I'm saying? Man. So like, do you feel like you were practicing just every day? Like you were just locked in?
Nerd, bro. Like, super nerd. Like I would just be in the room sweating too. Like, there was a point in time like we didn't have any AC in the crib, so we just had to crack the windows.
I feel you on that shit.
And bro, it was manteca sweat, like just
sweating. You were working out at the same time.
I'd have the homies over, and we were just cranking music. We'd all be sweating in that bitch together. Like, fuck it.
It's a musty ass room.
Bro. I tell mom like, hey, we're gonna sleep over. We're about to be musty in this bitch. Like,
your mom's like, what the fuck is that smell?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
That's how it be, man. But practicing, man. Like, still to this day, I'm still always trying to practice every time I can, man. Like around my schedule and stuff. So like right now I'm in the process of moving, so it's like every time I get my turntables in front of me is I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
Try to stay sharp and shit.
Got to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No,
Cray said so.
Yeah.
Cray says. Practice your cuts,
you
man.
Got to,
on
man.
a daily.
You got to. And then like when you started DJing, what was the style you were looking for? Were you just like, yo, I want to learn to scratch, I want to learn how to blend, or was it just a little mixture of everything? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, at first it was just blending, man. I knew how crucial it was to keep a crowd going. And, keeping people on their toes, and like even all the way down to like knowing how many verses to play before you mix out, or like just giving the people the right amount of time to groove to a track, and I knew that's what I had to focus on, and I knew skills were gonna come later. Cutting, juggling, like that shit just comes with it. Like you being comfortable with some tables, and that just, it came natural to me. It's like second nature now. So
no, that's awesome.
Even on a controller, like you ever try to fuck it up on a controller?
And
it's just not the same,
like,
man.
No, I feel you, dog.
Yeah,
no,
man.
And then who were you? What were some of the DJs you looked up to, like that you felt like you were like looking up on YouTube or anything? Like, what were some DJs where you like, yo, like these are gods to me? You know what I'm saying?
Jay Espinoza. Honestly, the Bay Area, all the Bay Area, they produce probably the greatest DJs on this earth, man. Like Shortcut, all of the Beat Junkies. Jazzy Jeff, like even as far as radio DJs, because I was always following radio DJs at the time too. So like Precise, like his early like Jump Offs, Fuse, Eric Deluxe,
Legends,
Big Syph, like the Poodle Party days. Like I was able to get the very end of that, and I'm grateful for that forever, man. And Vice too, man. Shit, the list goes on, man. So many people. Another big part of like my mixing, like that I learned was in high school, man. When Medic would be DJing like my proms and shit, I saw like the quick mixing he would do, or like drop some acapellas, and like it was just shit that I would geek out on, like, while in the crowd, that nobody else really caught. Like all they cared about was like keeping it moving.
That's crazy.
And I remembered like my date always being pissed, like, why the fuck are you just standing there? Like, dance with me.
Like, I want to dance.
I want to dance, bro. Like, yo, you're just geeking his shit. Looking at Medic. Like, why didn't you come to fucking prom with Medic?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Why wasn't Medic your fucking date, huh?
Bro, but I'm there like, yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, you
hear that shit? Like,
she's like, no, I just hear my favorite song that you're not dancing.
That you're not dancing to, but I'll explain later.
Yeah.
You don't understand, bro.
Yeah.
But
no, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, that was a big inspiration for sure, Medic. Like the way he kept shit going, man. Like he would play 2-3 seconds of one song and like jump into some other shit, like some AM shit. Like that's another big part, man. Like AM, I got a sticker on my laptop forever, man. Like having AM, like I remember when he dropped that what was it, that 12 Days of Mixmas thing? Whatever.
That's a legendary mix,
bro. I remember being young as fuck. It was like what, 05?
Something like that.
I remember listening to that on the radio, bro, like in the car.
That's crazy.
And I remember the time when he passed, I was also listening to like the radio, and they were like, yo, they were talking about like the memories and times of like DJ AM, and I'm like, this AM dude, like who's this AM cat? And I remember just starting to research, and I figured out who he was, and that was I studied his game, man, and dude was nuts. Legend to
No,
and
awesome.
I saw a lot of his influence in Medic, and Medic has a lot of
No, shout out to Medic, man. That's a good dude.
That dude is probably your DJ my wedding if I ever get married. Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Medic. I feel bad. You know, one time I feel bad for Medic because we had him on the podcast, but our AC wasn't working.
Oh yeah,
bro, I feel like shit. He came in and like we had to like stop and record like every 15 minutes.
Oh shit.
And if you go like check the interview, like in the beginning, he has a sweater.
He has a sweater on.
And like mid-interview, you just see him just without the sweater. I feel so bad. Like Medic had it worse out of everybody. So shout out to Medic for for adjusting.
Hey, we all deal with it, bro. I sweat like a motherfucker too when I be DJing though. Like the booths be getting hot as a bitch, bro.
It be getting
like
tough when people be trying to say hi.
Yeah.
And then I think that's why probably like people be like, yo, why do DJs wear a lot of black? And I'm like, I think maybe because when I want to give you a hug, I don't want to have like a big old sweat.
Blah, bro.
Yeah, you know.
It's just not. It ain't hot.
It ain't cool. Just taking pictures and shit, and
bro,
it's like fucking sweat.
That's how you know it's lit though. When you working up a sweat, you're in the zone. You sweating up a bitch. Hey, that crowd is dancing, bro.
It's going to be a whole different movement.
It's a whole different vibe, man.
No, I feel it, bro. And then what's next for Vital, man? You know what I'm saying? I feel like you hit a big milestone. You know what I'm saying? Obviously working at Power, but what's next, man? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I got a residency going on right now. I'm at La Mirage nightclub in Artesia.
That's right.
Shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Audio Fire.
That was good.
Yeah, they had me there pretty consistently, man. I'm doing my thing there. I'm opening up for like whoever's there. I know Charisma's been there. A couple pretty big people. I have that going on. I'm trying to work on that, man, and just trying to meet more people, bro, and meet people in the industry that are gonna get me to where I want to be, man. And I'm really trying to get into this production stuff, man.
Get it, bro.
I got beats in my head that they're in here. I just don't know how to put them there, like,
bro. That's like the thing, dog. Like trying to figure that shit out. Bro, you come in here and it's like, fuck.
I heard it's addicting though, bro. You're here and you're just like in the zone, and I'm trying to live this lifestyle, man. So I'm trying to get into more of the production side and see where that goes, man. And I have so many ideas that I'm working on right now. Like there's so many things I got coming up that I'm trying to execute at the moment. So shit's coming.
No, I feel that.
Yeah,
man. That's awesome.
I'm trying to work on like a brand thing, and I just got a lot of ideas, man. So who knows? Who knows what's coming up? But for sure, I'm trying to jump on air as soon as I can, man. I'm trying to fucking bug whoever I can, man. I'm trying to get on the radio, man. Like that's my dream, is to be able to be on the radio and play for a city. Create a vibe, man.
I love that, bro. That's awesome. And then before we get out of here, man, if there's somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's in high school and is starting to DJ, you know what I'm saying, with some of the shit that you know now, what would you tell the young kid, man? You know what I'm saying? Would you just tell him or her, just keep going, follow your passion? What would be some advice that you could give?
Honestly, that's what I did, bro. It's just I kept a tunnel vision, and I only let certain people tell me, certain things. Like my mom, she knows best. Mom always knows best. So I always listen to, different people's opinions, and I just kept the tunnel vision the entire time, and I knew what my vision was, and I knew nobody would understand. And the thing is to stay patient. That's the biggest thing. Patience, and to know that your time is coming, man. So I always get impatient for sure. Like everybody gets impatient, but man, it's easy to get impatient when you got unrealistic expectations. You know, so I try to keep focused and, you know, stay leveled and be around some good people, man. That's what it is too. Is you are who you hang around with. So
I'm coming with the jams today.
I'm just saying, bro. So if you got a dream, man, like stick with some positive people, man, and it'll take you down some positive road.
Man, shout out to your mom too, man. Because it's like it sounds like she was really supportive. I know I said that earlier, but it sounds like she was really with the drive, because that shit could fuck you up too, man. Like if your parents are just like kind of throwing you off, you just start like double guessing your decisions. You know what I'm saying?
She always kept it real, man, and she told me she was going through the same thing when she was a kid, like my grandparents on her ass. So she understand what it was to be under pressure. So and that's what it is she knew what I was going through. And I'm just thank God for her, man. Love you, mom.
I see you, dog. No, I fuck with that, man. Absolutely. And anybody you want to shout out, man, before we get out of here, bro?
Shit, y'all, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you guys. Shout out to the, everybody that fucking ever gave me any advice, man. Anybody who ever told me to keep my head up and keep going and gave me the right direction. Always drop knowledge. Shout out, Teddy, Medic, the whole Flavor Unit team, man. Shout out my mom. Family, man. Shout out to James Brown for inspiring the fuck out of me. Shit, there's so many different people, man. I could thank the world, bro. Man, that's the thing, is I'm always trying to show love, man.
That's awesome. Absolutely. And shout out to all the teachers that were able to deal with your class clowniness,
bro. Shout out to every teacher that had to deal with me.
You know what's great? I've been thinking about that shit. I'm like, man, I feel so bad for all the teachers
bro.
I had, bro.
It was a thing, man. And it's not like I was a badass kid, man. It was just I talked a lot and I like music, so I just didn't get my work done. That's what they did.
Did your report card say habla demasiado? Talk
Absolutely, bro. They had to tell me. They had fucking conferences after conferences, man. But it was a process, man. I knew someday, like, I'm a cool kid. I'm not shooting up none. Like, I'm not gangbanging. I'm not out here doing drugs. Like, I'm just here chilling, listening to my music, man. Like, I was just a regular kid trying to have some fun,
all that shit came through because now you can talking to Mike and DJ, bro.
Absolutely, bro. And kicking in with y'all, man.
We out here.
We out here with the Ruffles. Perrier. Where's my sponsor, bro? I be buying this, bro. Let me tell you. I got a Perrier in my hand all the time, bro. Let me tell you. I pull up to gigs with Perrier. I pull up to every function with a Perrier.
That shit don't make you gassy for shit?
Nah, you just burp that shit up.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little gassy.
I mean, it's high risk, low reward.
But you know what? We stay hydrated, bro. That's the thing. We got to keep the skin,
I feel you. Before we get out of here, I be getting nervous, like drinking a lot of coffee before a gig. You drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Okay.
Man.
Oh, well, fuck.
I mean, but I fuck with some coffee here and there.
Yeah. Like, be careful, cause
bro,
it could get a little liquidy.
It's like a natural laxative. Really is. Like, that shit just it gives you the BGs.
Just make sure you have extra clothes in the car. That's all
extra
I'm saying.
Socks. Extra
socks.
Extra hangs.
Because it could drip.
Absolutely. Shout out Migos.
Vado, I fuck with you, dog. Thank you for making this episode awesome, dog.
Appreciate you, man.
Let's
Thank
fucking get it, man. We out.